Y'all are making me defend Whoopi Goldberg. This is crazy. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Whoopi Goldberg getting in trouble yet again for quote-unquote doubling down on some statements she made about the Jays earlier this year that got her suspended from The View for 2 weeks. Now, I know right now as I'm speaking, some of you guys are already offended. Why? Because I said the Jays rather than Jews. I say the Jays because I don't want to say Jews, or I don't want to say WW2 Germany or the funny mustache guy. I'm going to just say that so you know what I'm talking about, and we just leave it there. I'm not trying to get anybody offended. I'm not trying to get anybody mad. I'm going to just say that, and we're going to leave it right there. But I know that I can't please everybody. So some of you guys are offended right now, but I don't care, not digress. The whole point is that Whoopi Goldberg got in trouble yet again. But in reality, she didn't actually do anything. People are so quick to push that cancel button on somebody that they skimmed through the article, saw some things, thought that she was saying it again right now, but that's not what happened. And before I go any further, let's go back to earlier this year and revisit what got her suspended in the first place. What did she say about the Jays? What was the whole big deal? And of course, this video will be in the description. Let's check it out.
Whoopi Goldberg is facing criticism for comments that she made on The View about the Holocaust.
The Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
It is.
It's,
Well,
no, it's
Jews
about
a different race.
But it's not about race.
Man, when she said that, they got super nervous. People were stuttering. They were trying to play some background music to get her out of there. It was crazy when that happened. They made her go on Stephen Colbert and have a sit-down talk with him during a live taping on a late night show. It was a mess. It kind of reminds me of the whole Kanye situation, but much worse than Kanye, because I don't think Kanye was really trying to apologize. He was just out there kind of doubling down. Whoopi Goldberg said that, and they made her go on an apology tour pretty much, but let's keep on going.
Goldberg made the comments during a discussion on a Tennessee school district's decision to ban the novel about the Holocaust, a novel rather. Goldberg later apologized, saying, quote, "On today's show, I said the Holocaust is not about race, but about man's inhumanity to man. I should have said it is about both. As Jonathan Greenblatt of the Anti-Defamation League shared, the Holocaust was about the Nazi systematic annihilation of the Jewish people who they deemed to be an inferior race. I stand corrected."
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great.
So that was that. Again, this video will be in the description, and we got to get into this article right here. You see, it was updated. You see the headline right here that's updated. Whoopi Goldberg clarifies recent comments about Jews, race, and the Holocaust. Quote, "I believe that the Holocaust was about race." Now, that wasn't the original thing. Originally, all the newspapers were saying that she doubled down on what she said earlier this year that got her 2-week suspension from The View. They were saying that she was doubling down. After she had already apologized, went on the apology tour, they didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. They just say, "Oh, you're doubling down. You're saying the exact same thing. We're going to cancel you again." Let's get into the article. So you see where it says updated with statement. I'm gonna read this part, and then I'm gonna get into some of the original articles so you can kind of see where they were going. Whoopi Goldberg issued a statement to Deadline today after an interview she did with Sunday Times of London sparked a strong response from the ADL and other organizations which combat anti-Semitism. In the statement, Goldberg indicates that in the interview, she was simply recounting what she said earlier this year, not quote-unquote doubling down on hurtful comments, unquote. She also says plainly that I, quote, "believe that the Holocaust was about race, and I am still as sorry now as I was then that I upset, hurt, and anger people," unquote. And there's a full statement below. So recently, while doing press in London, I was asked about my comments from earlier this year. I tried to convey to the reporter what I had said and why, and attempted to recount that time. It was never my intention to appear as if I was doubling down on hurtful comments, especially after talking with and hearing people like rabbis and older new friends weighing in. I'm still learning about a lot, and believe me, I heard everything everyone said to me. I believe the Holocaust was about race, and I'm still sorry now as it was then that I upset, hurt, and anger people. My sincere apologies again, especially making her apologize again. She didn't even do anything. All she was doing was talking about that time earlier this year where she got the 2-week suspension. She wasn't saying anything new. She was just recounting. It's like, okay, you go to the penitentiary, you commit a crime, and then they interview you about it later. Are you doing that crime again right now? Or are you just talking about what happened earlier? Or to give a better example, I'm gonna talk about crime and speech. That's not really a safe thing to do in my humble opinion, First Amendment. But anyway, if I got into an argument with somebody or said a thing that somebody was offended by, and then I'm asked about it later and I'm talking about why I said it and what the actual words were, it's incorrect for someone to frame that as if I'm doing it again. I'm just giving you the background, the backstory, the reason why I was thinking that at that moment. That doesn't mean I actually feel that way. Nor does it mean I'm trying to double down and just say, you know what? Yeah, I meant it. Yeah, I said it. That's irresponsible of this paper to frame it that way. If they did that, it's also irresponsible of people that are reading it to not even go through the entire article to get the full context of what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, people too quick to push that cancel button. And now I'm here having to defend Whoopi Goldberg. Out of everybody in the world, I got to defend Whoopi Goldberg. Why? Because the truth is the truth. Let's continue reading this, and then I'm going to come back and get the rest of my thoughts. And of course, this article, will be in the description box. My sincere apologies again, especially to everyone who thought this was a fresh rehash of the subject. I promise it was not. In this time of rising anti-Semitism, I want to be very clear when I say that I always stood with the Jewish people and always will. My support for them has not wavered and never will. So here's what they originally were talking about. For the second time this year, Whoopi Goldberg has tried to make the argument that the Holocaust wasn't about race, this time qualifying the contention with the idea that it didn't start out that way, even if it ended up there. And for the second time this year, the ADL and other groups that combat anti-Semitism corrected her. An interview on Saturday with the Sunday Times to promote Till, a movie about racism and whatnot, in which she played civil rights activist Mamie Till Mobley's mother. Goldberg spoke on the topic of race and suggested that there is a debate about whether Jews are a race or religious group. Quote, my best friend said, not for nothing, there is no box on the census for the Jewish race. So that leads me to believe that we're probably not a race. Quote, unquote, the View host said in an interview, which was published during Hanukkah. Let's go back to this right here. Goldberg spoke on the topic of race and suggested that there is a debate about whether Jews are a religious group. There is a debate about that. That's a real debate. Are they a race? Are they a religious group? I would say at best they're an ethnic group. I don't know about race. I mean, the whole concept of race is kind of weird anyway, because I mean, you got people that live in certain places that you would think would be of one race, but they're not necessarily of that race. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you have Russia and China right next to each other, and then you have people that kind of look like both. You know, the Kazakhs and all of that, they look kind of like they're Russian and Chinese. Or so are they Asian? Are they white? Is Asian a race? Is Russian like far east Russian? Is that different than people that live in UK or Italians, people that live in Sicily, people that live in Malta, Cyprus? There's differences within the quote unquote white race, within the quote unquote black race, within quote unquote Asians. There's differences. Are they different races or just different little subgroups of the same race? I can't tell. So just what I'm saying right now is a debate, not even talking about the Jews, we're talking about other racial groups. So to think that Jews are excluded from the race or religion or ethnic group or whatever debate is foolish. It doesn't make any sense. So if she said something like that, how is that considered to be anti-Semitic when everyone is up under that particular umbrella? My great-grandfather was black and white mixed. So my 3 times great-grandfather, my 2 times great-grandfather was white. You know, straight Irish, okay? Notre Dame fighting Irish, Conor McGregor, all right? Sean Connery, all these people, straight from Ireland, all right? Belfast, Liverpool, wherever they at. I know that's the wrong city, but anyway, I digress. You know what I'm talking about, Dublin. So am I mixed race? Am I black? Am I white? What does that really mean? People like Meghan Markle. It's a debate. Let's not act like it's not, but I digress. Let's continue here. Referencing Goldberg's comments from January in which she claimed that the Holocaust is not about race, the Times interviewer reminded her that the Nazis saw Jews as a race. Goldberg replied, yes, but that's the killer, isn't it? The oppressor is telling you what you are. Why are you believing them? They're Nazis. Why believe what they're saying? She continued, it wasn't originally about race. Remember who they were killing first. They were not killing racial. They were killing physical. They were killing people they considered to be mentally defective, and then they made this decision. I don't see what she said here that's wrong. I don't see what she said here that's wrong, really. There's nothing that she said is incorrect. People are just so quick to push that cancel button, especially about certain little special interest groups, okay, the J's and the LGBTs and everybody else. You say anything that somebody might be offended by, it doesn't matter if it's true or false. They're going to try to attack you. They're going to try to cancel you. This is crazy. So Greenblatt, the guy from ADL, he put out a statement. You could read that right there. There's more. But yeah, she wasn't even trying to make the argument now. She was trying to explain how she was thinking back then, because the interview got to a question about back then. Okay, you got to read the entire article, listen to the entire interview, hear the entire podcast or whatever it is to get the full context. So yeah, shout out to Whoopi Goldberg. Again, I have to defend her because I don't care if you are a far leftist, you got crazy, ridiculous views. If you say something that's right and you get attacked for it, I have to, and I'm not saying what she said about the Jays or whatever is correct. I'm talking about she didn't say anything. She wasn't trying to make her statements again that she already apologized for and back down from. Okay, she's just trying to talk about back then. That's not wrong to do. It's not wrong to do. It's simply not. So yeah, shout out to her. Anybody that's trying to make it be like, oh, she said something fresh and all this and that, please, y'all got to stop. Leave her alone and just read stuff. Don't be so quick to get triggered. The cancel culture sometimes needs to happen for very bad people that do very bad things to people. They need to get canceled. But sometimes people go just a tad bit too far. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? How do you feel about this whole thing, Whoopi Goldberg, the new controversy that was really a big time nothing burger? Was it people just too quick to cancel, not even really caring about the details or the context or anything like that? They see a few words in the article, it gets reported, people run with it, and they want to just go ahead and ruin your life, put you on the apology tour yet again. They're putting out inflammatory statements. And the thing about these statements, when they're put out there like that, the average normie is only going to see the first statement. They're only going to see the first article. They're not going to see the redaction. They're not going to see the correction. This is improper. It's really kind of dangerous, and it needs to come to an end. I don't care if you left, right, black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. We all need to be held to the same standard and given the same level of grace. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.